And 3, 2, 1, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight, I have Andy, Carl, and George, and we are the Monday Blues, proudly brought to you by Globalnet Solutions Australia, Mercadante, Woodfire, Pizzeria, Elite Plastering Group, Kami Projects, Zach Nasser from YPA, Raz Holmes, the Bottle Pascaval, and Damo Finance, and we are here off the back of a absolutely ripping win against the Cats, the Pussies, at the MCG on Sunday, Arvo. The Baggers got up 94-76. It was a great win. There's what else can you say? What else can you say? Are the Blues back?
I fucking hope so.
We got to play it. Hold on. That was for being purple and green, for giving me shit about audio clips the last couple of weeks. I worked that out, being in purple and green. Shout out to you. I saw you in the chat.
It's been a good weekend. Let's quickly go around the ground, just see how the boys are doing. Andy, how are you?
Good, bro. Good. Lost my voice a little bit, but we're good. Good win yesterday. I love a week when we've won. I slept with a smile on my face last night. I woke up with a smile on my face this morning. Went to work with a smile on my face. The day was just good. All these people that used to come into my shop when we lose, they'd harass me. I didn't see any of them today. Any of them. But, yeah, I'm good. Carl, how you doing?
Very well, man. Finally knocked off a big team, as everyone's been saying, the big scalp. So it was good to get to win. And you know what? We've done it in some nice fashion. So it was very, very pleasing. Georgie?
Just really quickly, seen a couple of comments here. Shout out Lebowski, most suspiciously absent when the boys get up. Well, you might make a guest appearance depending on the Balinese Wi-Fi.
Mus fled the country as soon as we started winning.
Yeah.
I think he was the curse.
Suspiciously did. No, very good. Great to start off the week. How good's a Mondays when you win are just fantastic, and work with a few Geelong people as well. Know a lot of Geelong people. It's just nice to get one over there. Even though they still go, well, like do what we did for a couple of decades and then come talk, but it's still nice to just get one up him. That was really good. Took my son yesterday. His third win, 3 wins from 3 games. Might just take him every week now, to be honest. It's been a good omen. So
100%.
Yep. Very good. Amal?
Good. It was a good weekend. Had my first match on Saturday. Went well. We got the win. I managed to kick a goal in my first game, which was pretty cool. And then obviously went to my son started Auskick on Sunday as well. He loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then off to the footy Sunday Arvo. Took my son too. And I wonder if we can actually get the footage up of our boys celebrating at the end of the game. That would be absolutely spectacular. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll share it with you.
What was the celly in your head as you were kicking the goal? I know you were thinking of a nice celly, the celebration.
Oh, I channeled a bit of Sam Walsh, to be honest. I just turned around. I'll explain the goal a little bit. I've got some footage. It's not the greatest, but I'll share it a little later.
It wasn't looking for change celebration, was it?
Hey, no. It was just turned around, hands up. I didn't know how to do it. The adrenaline was pumping through me, and just a bit of a fuck yes, and off we go. Good fun. Absolutely loved every single minute playing. Overall, great weekend. Good to get the win. We finished off the weekend in style. It's really good. Really good. Carl, have we gone to you?
Yeah. Good. Go again if you want.
Georgie, how are you?
Go to me again.
We'll just keep going.
Everyone's just happy. It's been a while since I've been on this. After that.
I'll tell you what. I asked for it last week. I said, I wanted the boys to turn heel. I wanted the boys to get angry, and I wanted them to get aggressive and to bully Geelong. And
his name is John C.
we turned heel. We fucking turned heel. We ran amok on them. We bullied them. You had Dangerfield, who thought he was a hero, running through fucking Adam Saad, ran through a kid half his size. But what happened when he went to someone his size? Jacob Weitering put him on his ass. And for Macca watching, Macca's been given. I know Macca's watching. I just know he's watching, right? And I don't know if he's in the chat. I don't know if he's, but I know he's there. I know he's lurking. Macca has given me shit, not just for the week, but for my whole life, right? Because his team wins premierships and whatever. Yeah, cool, bro. You win premierships. But he was so cocky. And then after the game, he started blowing the umpires. Oh, I wouldn't take that win, but you would. He's saying he wouldn't take that win. Oh, bro. And his tears are salty. His tears are beautiful. And the Blues, mate, we've turned the corner. That's all I'm saying. We've turned a corner. That there was something in that North game. I think we all agreed that something was different about that. And you know, that translated into a really, really good win yesterday. And we'll get into it. But just, yeah, I'm happy we got aggressive, and I'm happy we got right into them. And as you know, Macca told me a week ago, we only ever beat shit teams. So he's right. We only ever beat shit teams. So that's it.
Great.
Let's get into the game.
Best win since beating Geelong, to be honest, last year, I reckon. Like,
Yeah,
put that down.
exactly.
It's definitely the best one since that game.
This one's better though.
It
This
does.
one
It
was
feels
better.
better. It's a bit sweeter.
Yeah.
I did message him after the game saying see you in September, and he just, Geelong arrogance. He's like, that'll be the day. So the most comfortable supporters, they love it. Shout out back. But like you said, Andy, during the game, probably not just what was impressive, like you said, Carl. It was a bit, probably more impressive than last year. But probably it wasn't just the win; it was being challenged, especially at the start of that third quarter, and then sticking it out and responding. And in the fourth as well, right? They kicked a couple, we hit them right back. They kicked a couple. We did not let them get back into the game. And I think after we led the whole game from midway through the first quarter, I'm pretty sure. So never let them back in. That was probably the most impressive, holding them at bay. You knew it was coming, but holding them at bay and ensuring that we get a classic win.
And it was a couple of times as well, right? There was in the third, they kicked a couple on us, brought the margin back, and we responded. And we did the same thing again in the fourth. Well, Geelong did the same thing. They kicked 3 straight, brought it back to, what was it, a goal? Well, less than a goal. And we managed to respond. And man, just like, I don't want to jump straight to the last quarter, but far out, Geelong came hard in the last quarter. And not that way. Calm down.
Just really quickly. I know last week during the preview we went a little bit off script. We started talking WWE, and the chat loved it, and the chat absolutely loved it. But I just want to highlight Adam Hazard. I've seen you here for a while, mate. And this comment, this man is after my own heart. Who's playing Elder Scrolls Oblivion, mate? I'm 15 again, bro. That is my all-time top tier. I've been explaining this game to Andy for years. Anyway,
Yes.
This comment right here, Adam. I love you. I don't know you, but I love you, bro. The greatest game. Anyway, sorry. Back to footy. We'll chat about it later, Adam.
How was the feel before the game for you boys?
A little bit confident. I did think we'd win. I mean, I said in a close one. It felt like it was a lot closer, but in the end, it was 3 goals. And like back to what you were saying, Amal, it was, they'd get a jump on us. But honestly, I cannot remember the last time where a team would get momentum on us and we'd wrestle it back.
Yeah.
And I think it was like every quarter. I think they started every quarter where they were going to get it, and we managed to win it back. And I have not seen that in a very long time. And it was, it was great to see. Like, where has this been?
Yeah,
So
it's
it
funny
was
you
really
say
good.
that. It's funny you say that because I'm literally trying to think of the last time we've actually had to wrestle back momentum, and it immediately takes me back. Well, the most recent game in memory is 2023 finals against Melbourne, where at the start of each quarter they were coming in hot and hard, and we were responding and just obviously we all know what happened in that game, but that was a completely different Carlton that we saw on the weekend.
So it reminded me of the Port game last year a bit. Kind of, not really like type for type, but we'd get on a run, they'd get on a run, and we'd wrestle back. And we ended up running away from them in the fourth.
Yeah, in the last quarter.
In the last quarter. This is the away one last year.
Yeah, with Cripps.
That really tough, fought win. And that's the game last year that kind of turned the corner for us in that middle patch as well. So that's what that reminded me of. And
I reckon it was like Geelong, especially in the fourth, right? Geelong kicked 3 goals, and then you almost heard this
5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes, they kicked 3 goals.
Yeah, and
I remember at the start of the quarter, just before the quarter started, I said to Carl, I was like, and I think George, I'm like, we just got to just ice the first 2 minutes of the quarter, just kill 2 minutes, and I think we'll be all right. And then they kicked the goal in seconds.
15 seconds, 11 seconds or something it was.
11 seconds, yeah, 11 seconds. I was like, oh no, and they kick another one a minute later, and you're just like, surely not. And then they get another one. It's Carlton, huh?
That's right.
I was more confident about this one than I am, and somewhat still am about next week against Adelaide. I felt better about this one. 9-day break versus 6-day break. I think I tipped us by 13 in the preview. I'm pretty sure it was, I felt like we could get the job done. Not just off the 9 to 6-day break, but just the way we were playing our momentum. Geelong had a really tough game against Hawks. Grind Myers, as Andy called it, a huge omission for the way they play, especially setting up their forward line. And why can't we, right? So, turn the corner. And this was the season-defining win. This is the one that you need, right? So, otherwise, our record would have stood really poorly, and statistically, a very, very tough chance getting in the 8 from there. So we're 1 win out now with a healthy percentage. But I felt confident about something like yesterday. I was more thinking of, again, a bit too much forward thinking, but I was thinking about the Adelaide game. But yeah, how good.
Very good.
I think we've got to take into account too just how accurate Geelong were in the second half. They scored 2 points straight after half time and then kicked 9 in a row. So I don't know if they were all pretty easy goals. They weren't like, there was nothing spectacular. So that kind of worries me.
Lots of out the back.
Most of them were at the back.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's a testament to our pressure, right? Because we pressed up so high, we kept them locked in our half for a long time. But every time they got through, they just looked likely to score. And when they did score, it was a goal. So that's something we need to kind of tighten on. But I don't really want to talk too much about the negatives. And there weren't many negatives to come out of it.
There's one.
There's a glaring one, and I think it needs to be responsibly discussed now. It's not just, oh, he's bad. But I think now we need to actually sit and talk about Jesse Motlop. And what's he actually doing? They played him on the ball. They played him in the back line. They played him in the forward line. He had 5 touches. I don't think he stuck a single tackle. He's listed as having 1 tackle.
He's fucking shit. That's all it is. He's shit.
Yeah. But I think we need to move past that language, and I think we need to actually talk about what we do. We've invested 4 years into this kid, and he's not living up to his end of the bargain. It's all right to say, yeah, all right, this kid's shit. Okay, but what are we going to do about it now? We've invested so much into him. We've gotten rid of Owies. Do we look at trading him? And if so, what's his trade value, if any? Is there something else going on in the background? Because he's better than this, right? He has to be better than this. We've seen him play better than this, right? So, yeah, I mean, for me, that was
but not enough. That's the thing. We see a burst from him.
Yeah. Absolutely, and that's why the questions now need to be asked seriously. What are we going to do about Jesse Motlop? Like, when do we say, all right, bro, you've had your run? Is it when Fantasia's ready? Do we drop Motlop and chuck Fantasia in? Because when Fantasia was struggling for form up forward last year, we played him up the ground, and he actually found some form.
Yeah.
Now with Jesse, he just hasn't. Corey Durden has come in and taken that small forward. You know, I'm the small forward here. Will White has come in and said, I'm the small forward here.
Fogarty's back to his best as well.
Fogarty had a great game yesterday. If he can back that up now, you know, consistently, that's his spot. So I think the question really.
Someone said in the one of our WhatsApp groups, I think it was, Zach Williams had a better game than Motlop within 10 minutes before he got injured.
Bro, he had 3 touches. What was that?
No idea.
That was weird.
I think that his fantasy points were rated higher, even though he was on for half of the first quarter. But I think I liked what I saw from last week against the Kangas when he went into the middle, allowed Cripps to go up forward. He had a few junk time goals and whatnot. Took a few chances. So it is one small sample. It's against Kangas, right? So you can't look too much into it. But then getting him on the ball is basically Voss trying something different with him, right? So Voss is now moving some pieces. Say, what can we do with you? How can we get you into the game more? Which I like. I respect that. The thing is now with Williams likely to be out for a few weeks, right? That probably saves Jesse from getting dropped because maybe Moya comes in, or he does the double and like a Moya and a Fantasia. Fantasia's ready. I think he does need a stint in the twos, right? I don't know what it is about our club where some players are just invincible, like they just can't be dropped, right? And we've seen recently Voss made the hard call about Doc and stuck with it, right? Let him gain some form in the twos. I mean, with Jesse, like give him a run, give him 3 or 4 games, get that confidence up, get your hands on the ball a bit more, have a bit more time around goals as well. For God's sake, like we don't, there's no hidden diversity checklist or inclusion that you have to have a certain amount of players in the team and this and that. Like, mate, just if you have to make the call that you have to drop him in the VFL, give him a few weeks there, do it, right? Why is he invincible? What has he got on him, right? At the end of the day, we've found Durden's come back in and he's been absolutely fantastic. Everyone's potted him, right? And he's been, mate, he's using Sam de Koning as a stepladder. Yeah. He's kicking goals. Fogarty's starting to take some chances now. Will White looks great, and he looks like he enjoys every minute of being out there. Obviously, as a lifelong Blues fan, Zach Williams obviously was chipping in with the goals and whatnot. But if he's going to be out, you look at Ashton Moyer now. Can he? And for someone again, that's another question where 2 years into his career now in the. People are still saying that he can't run out a game. Like you're on an AFL list. Like so many questions about a couple of the players in the forward line, but Jesse's not invincible, and he shouldn't be invincible, right? So I think persist with him only because Andy, you say talking about trading. I don't think there'll be much currency there. I highly doubt there'll be a couple of suitors. And what are they going to give? They're going to give you a 3rd or a 4th round and say you want to get rid of him. This is what you're getting.
I'll take that.
But then you balance. Am I going to take a 3rd or a 4th rounder, or am I going to a 1-year contract to see if there's going to be an upside? You got which risk, which gamble is.
Well, he's been there 4 or 5 years, and we haven't seen any upside to him.
Was it?
I'm taking that 3rd, 4th rounder. I'm getting a small forward again, and just we'll see how it goes because
no more small forwards. Please.
I'm not seeing anything from him. There you go. We'll get a big forward. I'm not seeing anything that says, oh, yeah, well, he's going to be good. You can't have a game like that and have 5 touches. And it's like when he gets the ball out of the middle, he looks for the opposition to run to him to get tackled because that's all I see from him being tackled.
He just runs over the ball. He's so fumbly.
That's what I think. It's a
Yeah.
confidence thing, but he's getting to the ball, right? He's getting to the footy, but there's so many times where he runs over it, he misuses it, he can't catch the bounce. Some of them was a bit of luck, some of it was just a bit sloppy, right? It didn't glue for him. It was not his day, right? Purely and simply. Some of his tackles weren't sticking at all, right? Like they were swatting him off like he's nothing. Again, we're going to, we don't want to focus on just that. It is a conversation that absolutely needs to be had. I think you should have a stint in the twos.
Yep.
But other than that, consistently as a whole team, I think the team effort was fantastic yesterday.
Amazing.
So I don't want to single out too many individuals on yesterday, but as a complete team, yes, it is a conversation that it's been ignited a lot yesterday and today.
Absolutely. Good call.
Jesse
I think
Motlop, five disposals, 78 meters gained, 1 tackle laid. I mean, to put that in perspective,
That's a shit game.
Zach Williams, who played all of 15 minutes, had 3 disposals and a goal and a tackle.
Yeah.
So either we're missing something completely that the coaching panel is.
Well, they like to say pressure acts, bro. They love to say, pressure acts, but I just don't see it.
I don't see it.
Does pressure acts just mean he's there?
Just running around.
In and around the ball. Yeah.
He's just around the ball. He's around the contest. Like, is that a pressure act? I don't know how they're. I don't know how they're defining it. So, look, I don't want to. I really don't want to stay too much on negativity because it was such a good game, right?
It was a great win.
So let's contrast it. Nick Haynes. What a game.
Wow.
That's a legacy game.
That's a wow game.
That's an all-Australian game of his from a couple of years back. Like, this guy was one of the highest paid players in the league, last year at the back end of his contract. And we saw, and to be fair to Nick Haynes, he's actually been building to this kind of performance. Like that Richmond game, horrible. Yeah. Slow is a compliment, right?
Yeah.
Like that was a shocker.
He only gave away 4 goals that game, so it's not bad.
But like you kind of have to put yourself in his shoes. He's played 200 odd games, right? For GWS. He's thought, fuck, how easy is this? Yeah, AFL's pretty easy. It's pretty cruisy. I can run out. If I make a mistake, you know what? It's not the end of the world. Comes to Carlton, makes the first mistake, and you've got 100,000 people calling him names over the fence, just useless, and it's a big contrast to playing for GWS. So it's probably an adjustment he's had to make, as mentally, and it looks like he's fit right in. How good do we look when McGovern's up as well? Like, that's what frustrates us about McGovern. It's like we know how good he can be. So you had a backline yesterday of Weitering, Nick Haynes, McGovern, and Jack Silvani. Jack Silvani played the whole game with a broken hand. Like, that's insane, Those 4 just held us up so well defensively, and there were other defenders as well. Like, I love Matt Carroll. Yeah. He actually cost us a couple goals yesterday, but he's young and for everything he lacks, he gains in redemption. Like, he always redeems himself. And I love that. I love that he just doesn't put his head down and, he's at the next contest. He's laying a tackle. He's marking the ball. He's looking to break play. I love that. I love that so much from a young player. So
we've got Justin in the chat. How is he? I got one, Justin, for you. Look, we just want to say to all the Geelong supporters and Geelong as well, cop that in the fucking mouth.
Justin was messaging me at 2 a.m. yesterday. He loves it. He loves it.
Midnight, bloke was messaging me.
He loves it.
But how good? Like like you said about Haynes, the composure. He was cutting them off everywhere, left, right, and center. The intercepts, the spoils. Like him and Sauce have that absolute grunt in them, that hard work, that ethic, and even Sauce. Right? Who would have thought that? We've been saying it for years. Probably the hardest worker on the list. That one who gives you all the 1%ers. Puts his body on the line. Who would have thought that? Yeah, this would make a fantastic defender, right? So, might not be the quickest. And Carl, you mentioned that actually he looks quicker this year.
I think he's slimmed down a bit.
He looks fitter, looks quicker, but he just wills himself to get to the ball. He's taken on some pretty big opponents and he's done well, right? So you cop a goal here and there, but the stats don't lie. I think what is he now? Number 4. Key rated.
Still learning, yeah. It's only 6 games in, yeah.
Yeah, one preseason in defence, and there you go.
There's a lot. There's so many positives. There are so many positives, and you just look up the ground. Harry's, he's gone through the wars, and we've all kind of misunderstood. And you know what's hilarious? And someone brought it up to me. I can't remember who it was. It might have been a good friend of the show's, Morris. We were more understanding about Bubba Hollands being out for loving the bags, allegedly, than Harry McKay for mental health. Like, as a supporter base, myself probably included, we were more understanding that, he's got to get himself right. Just get yourself right, come back in, We're more understanding to Bubba Hollands than Harry, who was struggling, So it was great for him to come back. And one massive moment for me yesterday was when he got that free kick that shouldn't have been a free, right? At the 50, in the back. And when the Geelong fans were just booing him, and for the first time in a long time, all the Carlton supporters started cheering. We started cheering our own. And it's like for that, 15 seconds while he was lining up and we're all cheering for him. And we drowned out the 15 Geelong supporters that made the trip. It was like we were unified as a supporter base for once. We're so divided on so many different things. And I said this last night on fan cams with Terry. We're so divided on so many different topics, even Harry McKay, right? But in that moment, we were all unified. We were all one. And I was like, that is like such a beautiful moment. And I'm sure listening to that, like Harry hearing that, he would have felt that, right? Like, and he shanked the kick, whatever happens. That's just, it happens, right? Like Charlie's no better. Charlie did the same thing earlier. It doesn't matter. That's just the kick. But in that moment, I reckon he would have felt the love, and I applaud the Carlton fans who were there that made that kind of noise, because I think he really needed it in that moment. And look what he did after. Harry had one of the best final quarters you'll ever see from a small forward.
He got us over the line, I reckon, to be honest.
Absolutely he did. Absolutely he did. And you had Cripper with his efforts as well, but Harry, how many marks did he have on the wing?
He was everywhere.
Bro.
He was everywhere.
Absolutely.
The contested marking, and that's what we unfortunately sorely lacked earlier in some of the games. Obviously, the Hawks game, the Doggers game, the Pies game, where I just kept thinking, this would be amazing with Harry, right, as an extra option down the line or whatnot. And he shows in spades what he gives. So, like, he's a game changer. He is a game changer, right? And when he's up and firing, and when him and Koning are both up and firing, very rarely do we lose. So, great call. I think it was a special moment. And it was recognised by the commentator as well, saying that was probably the loudest the MCG's been in a very, very long time. Purely the decibels of the boos, and then it was drowned out within 5 seconds. And even after getting home and watching it back, it was like spine tingling, hearing that there, right? Wherever it was coming from, started in a pocket, went through the cheer squad, went through the rest of the ground. It was unreal.
I've said this before. I'll say it again. We're so privileged to support a team like Carlton. Like all the ups and downs and all that. Like it's one of the greatest clubs in the world, any sport. Right, it's one of the biggest in the world, and we're privileged to have a supporter base who are so heightened, who are so like invested. We're all invested into this team and into this journey. And eventually it's going to click, right? Eventually it's going to click and things are going to work and we're going to win a flag. And we're just going to look back and we're going to think about those highs and we're going to think about those lows. And it's going to be so sweet, right? Like imagine going for a team like, and I use St Kilda all the time because they're just irrelevant. I'm telling you, they could win 15 games in a row and no one would give a shit. So like, we're so lucky to be part of this. So let's enjoy these highs because we ride those lows so hard, man. So it's important we really enjoy the highs and eventually it'll balance out. Eventually we'll balance out and it'll be normal. I think we just need to win a flag before wins and losses become normal. You know, I think we're just starving.
The journey is just as good as the destination. The destination will be sweet, but well said. And I think last time he said that, a few Hawthorn fans came out afterwards and commented about the bigger club. And let me just put this straight. We don't sell games to Tasmania. We don't sell games to Hobart. We are not a small club. So Hawks fans, they came out of the woodworks on that last time. We don't sell games interstate.
Absolutely great call out, PJ. Rest in peace to Peter Bazzusto, absolute Carlton legend. Passed away today, I think today or last night. So condolences to the family and Carlton family.
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
Pressure was up all night as well. It was consistent. It was intense. It was unlike the Carlton pressure I've seen in a while, in a long time. This is hotter than possibly even the finals period of 2023. It was manic. Like Geelong couldn't breathe, and something that really shit me up the wall when I was listening to the coach presses after the game is Chris. It's Chris, yeah, it's Chris Scott.
Yeah.
He paid no credit to Carlton for the manic pressure that they. He made mention of it, but paid no credit to it. He's like, that was the worst skill execution I've seen from Carlton. That's the worst. That's as bad as we've ever played. Paid no credit to the amount of pressure that was applied. The Geelong players, you could see it so clearly that they were second guessing whatever it was they were going to do because of the fact that there was a Carlton player half a millisecond away from dumping their ass on the ground that they could not execute. Had nothing to do with the fact that you were lacking execution on the day. It was purely because of the fact that Carlton was so up your ass every single time you got the ball, you didn't know what the fuck to do with it.
Absolutely great call, Amar. And we were going at 64% and they were at 62%. So it wasn't like, we dominated them or they were way off us. No, it was a highly contested game. It was a highly pressure game. I think our pressure rating in the final quarter was 239, which is like off the charts. That's ridiculous. So great call. But that's
just
Geelong.
him though.
That's Geelong. That's great. Exactly.
We beat them at their own game, not just beat them, belted them at their own game. And he's just a coach that doesn't want to give the opposition any credit. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Well, it leaks into their supporter base because they suck it up when they lose. And then you had that person that dressed up as a cat.
Was that a person?
I genuinely, I don't want to say he or she because I don't know. I don't want to misgender anyone.
It's
in 2025, exactly. So I'll just say them.
Meow.
Whoever that meow was, meow meow. He was blaming the weather girl. He was blaming Jane Bunn. Oh, you told us it was gonna rain. Oh, they're blaming everything except themselves. Oh, come on, man. It's like they're just sooks. And you know what? That's small club mentality. That's all it is. They're just a small club from the country. That's all they are. They're just a small country club.
It's not even blaming game. It's just pay credit where credit is deserved.
Yeah, absolutely.
You couldn't handle the heat. You couldn't handle the pressure. You were fumbly because you were scared of getting tackled. You couldn't execute because you were scared you were going to get chased down and dropped to the floor like a sack of shit. That's it.
Mm.
You don't need to sit there and blame anything, or poor old Jane Bunn copped it from a cat. Like, why?
She got the weather wrong.
Yeah.
That's
I've
crazy.
seen some strange takes, but that's got to be up there with some
That's
some
all
people
time.
should. There should be some checks before jumping on the internet. Just some, just a couple of checks.
Be better, Bun. Be better, Bun.
I'll tell you what, they got more pressing issues than the weather down at Geelong. I think Tanner Braun's finger injury is something to be concerned about more so than the weather. So if I'm a Geelong supporter, you know what I mean? So I reckon Geelong just need to chill out and just, water the garden in your backyard. Don't worry about ours.
Get back in your little box.
Exactly.
Who's which farm are they going to offer to which player for which free agent now?
They already are. I read that today.
I know they're going after Matt Rowell.
No,
Here's a farm. Here's a pub.
They said they're going to go up to Blitzar's farm, I think it was. Fuck, which player? I read it today. Fuck, it's completely slipped my mind.
Shout out to my brother watching from Greece.
Just seen him pop up.
Just watching from Greece.
Yeah.
On you, Joseph.
Having another Slovakia, I reckon.
Just cast it in the what's that building in the not the Colosseum, that's Rome. Pantheon.
Pantheon.
Parthenon.
Yeah, that one, Parthenon.
10,000 kilometers away. I'll have a suva, thanks.
Bloke's been there for bloody 3 days having
Hey.
his 68 Slovakia.
Absolute best soup I've ever had is this little place in Santorini. I remember going on the quad bike. They were €2 or €3,
Yeah, the best ones.
and
Hey, keep going.
They were so
I reckon
cheap.
I'm in there. Keep going.
It's just
Was it
this
down the hill?
It's where the main shops are. There's like a massive strip of
Santorini's all
shops.
hills, bro.
No.
It's all hill.
You know where the like main church is in? I think it's Fira.
Thera, yeah.
It's literally like down that road that goes down from the church.
It's all
And
shops. It's like a
right
shopping
at the
square.
end of the road. I remember right at the end of the road there was this Euro shop that we went to like 7 times when we were there. €3. Oh my god! This
Hey,
is
Yeah,
it's
the
amazing.
amazing.
one's called Jimmy's. That's
Amazing.
the one. That's what he said.
I no doubt there was one probably about a 50 to 100 meter walk away from one of the main churches, but as soon as you hit the strip, so to speak, and like you said, I went there like 5-6 times. The bloke was amazing. I mean, they're all great there, but that particular one probably is the same one. To be honest, he was going.
It's legendary. You know who told me actually? It was good friend Z. She told me.
Great,
She's like,
great.
you have to go. So we went and just on the quad bike. And there's actually a photo of me. I ordered 3 of them after I ate one. I ordered another 3. Fantastic.
Better than Slovakia.
Shout out, Kuda.
Andy, how did
Yeah.
the
Solid.
how did the followers go with the prediction?
I'll tell you what, we had, I think 4 or 5 who were 1 point off. And I was like, I asked you boys, what do we do? Do we like split it? Do we split it? Do we give them $20 each? And we're like, you know what?
We're keeping it.
That's not how we do. That's not how we do things on the Monday Blues. So we
Fight
kept
to
the
the
voucher.
death.
Nah. So we've decided instead. We've made the executive decision that 4 of yous are bud, and there's only one winner. Right?
Bring it
So
out.
we're doing a cheeky duck race.
Quack,
right?
quack.
So we've added you the names to the race. I think Amal's going to get it up.
Yep.
If you can.
What up? It's
That's our sponsors. Nice.
Shout out to the
Shout out to the
sponsors.
sponsors.
Shout out Globalnet, Solutions Australia. Shout out Mercadante. Shout out Lee Plastering, Kami Projects, Zach Nasser from YPA, Raz Homes, Bottle Pascaval, Damo Finance. Go on.
All the contact details are in the video description as well. Mention it every week, but do check out the video description for the dates. Here we go.
Here we go. So the
I'm
names.
nervous.
So the names, we've got Mo, Stefan, Costa, I think it's Amal, and I can't remember.
Emil.
Emil, yeah. And what was the other one?
Luca.
Luca.
And Luca.
Jeff.
So if you're watching,
we
make
go.
sure you think. Let's start the race, eh?
Let's start the race.
What's going on here?
Let's do it. We're doing a duck
And
race.
winner gets before we go. Winner
$100
gets
gift voucher from Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. Everybody, put in the chat who you think is going to win. There's 30
Before we
seconds.
start it. Yeah.
Yeah, put in the chat who you think is going to win or what color duck's going to win. Winner gets $100 voucher to Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. Let's do it. We're putting $100 on the line here, guys. The winner will get a message. I reckon we get going, Amar. What do you reckon?
Let's do it. Special commentary from Carl as well. 3,
I'll get
2,
comment-
1.
Oh, slow start to everyone. This could be bad. Luca.
Quack,
Luca
quack.
coming up the inside. Mo, Stefan, and Mo, Stefan, Mo, and Stefan. Costa falling back. Luca, ML. What's going on here? Mo's pushing forward.
15
Musa
seconds.
somewhere in Bali. Go, Mo.
10 seconds
Oh,
left.
here comes Emil running back. Oh, he's swimming quick.
Emil
He's
hits the
slacking away.
nos.
Emil.
No,
Luca.
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 Little Durden.
Luca.
Luca Durden. Oh, here we go.
Out of
Luca.
nowhere.
Luca gets it.
Luca out of nowhere. Oh, very good.
Still quacking.
Good stuff.
Fantastic.
That was
well done,
that was
Luca.
excellent. That was excellent. Congratulations, Luca. We'll hit you up in the chat. Oh, we'll hit you up in the DM. Sorry.
Five of them came within 1 point margin. I think.
Yeah.
Was it seven,
That's
a bunch
pretty
on
impressive.
17 and one had
17
19. Well done.
and one of them had 19. Michael Voss says he's Luca. I'll tell you what, I know who you are, Michael Voss, and you're not Luca. So, we'll get into it. That was great. Well done, Luca. You win $100 gift voucher from Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria.
What's the address?
123 Lygon Street. Tell you what, best address in the world that is. That was really
Top
fun. I think we should do a race every week.
When are we going there, man?
We should organise a time, actually.
Yeah, man. Giving
We
away
need to.
bloody vouchers. We haven't even gone.
we actually haven't gone as a group. Nah,
Nah.
should organise it.
Great commentary as well, Carl. That was
Thank
Hey,
you,
on you,
mate.
Carlos. That was
Cheers.
very good.
Might have a career. might have a career at racing, the racing channel. Actually, after.
Shit.
I'll tell you who does. Paula from the Jumper Punch. He's we should have got him as a guest to call the race.
Time to do it.
Yeah, I think next one might hit him up.
I got confused. I put Muslim Bali in there, man.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Shall we? Couple of clips from the game
Yes.
that we had. I play
Great.
one.
Before we
Talk
play it,
about-
I just want to go back to what I was mentioning earlier, right? About us, how last week I said I wanted us to turn heel. I wanted us to get bad. I want us to get aggressive and get into their faces. And that's what got us over the line in 2023, got us to a prelim. So if you wanted to play a few just moments, right, from the game. So there's one first. When you're ready, Georgie.
Go at a guess.
So that one there,
What a
right? That's
tackle. Oh.
early in the second quarter. Cripps is just because it was a tight first quarter, right? And Cripps is just gone bang straight into Max Holmes, who's probably their best player, right? I mean, he's one of their most important. Just absolutely speared the shit out of him, right? And next,
Right after that, by the way,
Go
I
on.
thought he was going to pick him up and do a Goldberg jackhammer because that was a quality spear. Talking
Really?
about
That
that
was-
on the beach.
Did you hear like when Max Holmes hit the ground, did you hear what happened?
Here we go.
We are a very high-level professional production, guys.
Get Amal off the show. Amal, get off.
Oh, that was good. That was a good call.
Oh, man.
I think it was
Well
Ben
done.
Keys.
Oh, Ben Keys.
That was
Hey,
great.
Sard's not sleeping all week. Talking about Ben
No,
Keys.
no,
Sard-
no,
Sard
no,
is
no.
not-
What
Sard
Danger
is
did
not-
to Sard in that last quarter, mate. Gee whiz.
Wow, I ran through my
Straight through him, mate. That's exactly what it was.
Well,
Next video, Georgie. Next video.
22.
Mate, Cripper.
Freak.
I'm putting the team on my back. I'm getting yous over the line. That's what he does week in, week out. And they were talking about free kicks, holding the ball. Suck a fat one, man. That's as good as a contest that you'll see from Paddy Cripps. That was just
his ability
man.
to get rid of the ball while he's got people
Yeah.
on him is unreal, man.
hanging off him.
Yeah, it's great.
just a man,
Sometimes-
you know, like a
sometimes he
man's
goes
man.
into these- He goes into these contests, and you think, "Oh, what are you doing? Get rid of it!" Right? And he's nah.
It's like, I got this,
Come,
bro.
come at me.
Yeah.
Come at me. Bring,
Backs
you know, you
himself.
hang off me. I will get rid of the ball.
Just
when it's
absolutely
time.
backs himself.
Just quietly, 140 views here. Appreciate you tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. I think we're on about 48 odd. Get that number up.
That's embarrassing. Get the likes up, guys.
Shall we?
There's
Go
another
to
one.
3, and this is my favorite. This is my absolute favorite.
Did you guys hear what happened when Dangerfield hit the ground?
And Liam, pull your fucking head in. They were holding each other. All right. Oh,
Andy?
What happened?
I don't know. But did you hear what happened when
What happened?
Dangerfield? Did you hear it?
just
Listen,
happened?
listen.
I don't know. Hey,
what's going on?
that was a
Your
free
button
kick
was- I don't
all
know,
day.
it's gone out.
All day long, that's a free kick to Weiters. And then the fucking flop tries to milk a free kick. The fucking little bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That enough, Danger.
Weeders absolutely just monstered him, just wrecked him. And he tried to flop. Danger's a flop
That was
himself. man.
embarrassing. Like, from a
Straight
player
out.
like that, dude, be better. That's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
The Blues are back. The Blues are back. Absolutely.
Is that glitching or people someone just hitting buttons?
I don't know. Andy froze it. Andy froze at the worst time.
Yeah.
By the way, it was fantastic.
I don't know what happened.
But as soon
as
as soon as he took on the man mountain that is Weitering, mate, you know, that Danger. Look, one thing I will respect about Danger is that he tackles and he plays to hurt. He plays to hurt the opposition, right?
Yeah.
You see how he drove Walsh into the ground last year that hard. I remember one of the first contests of the game.
broke his back.
And Walsh hadn't been the same since, right? But the way he tackles, the way he hurts, and you see a couple of players, if you notice, actually do this really well in the AFL. Danger's one of them. Pendles is another one. When after a tackle or getting up off the ground of a contest, they'll put the elbow in, the knee in, the forearm in, and they'll use that player obviously to get up or whatnot. And at 20 or 30 of those a game, you're winding that player. You're making them sore. You know, he does it really well. The forearm here, the elbow there. You know, he's a master of the dark arts, Danger. But as soon as it's he's tried to do it against Weeders, you know, Weederbot's having none of that. The big Austrian is having none of that.
The Terminator.
Good.
Well done to Weitering as well. I mean, he had to overcome, what was it, patella? I think it was at the end of it, or maybe that was someone else. But anyway, his knee was injured. We were all riding the anxiety train in the lead up to the Geelong game with Weitering. There was, you know, Lewis Young got held back from the VFL game, and we're thinking, "Fuck, that's it." You know, Weitering's out. We're gonna see it come out just before the game. But you know, as soon as the final teams dropped and there was no changes, it just felt a bit like it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Shout out
Anyway,
Scotty Tompkins in the chat. Good to see you back, mate. Hope you're well.
On you, Scotty.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Where you been?
Now it was.
Yeah,
it was
where you been,
halftime.
Scotty?
With Moose
Oh,
and
yeah.
Bali.
It has been a while. It has been a while. It was halftime, and I took my son out for a kick And Scotty came up. It was good to see him, especially after the last time Scotty jumped on the show. He even I said it. Scotty said it, and a couple of us said it as well. That we kind of feel like that we're not as invested as what we were, right? Just given the performances and everything like that. However, I know for me, I feel like that was the game that I needed to see against the quality opposition for me to get back on the train. And I have. I
think a lot of us are not just you.
Yeah,
plenty of us.
I feel like for Scotty, or at least I hope for Scotty, it's the same. I hope you're back on the train, brother.
Scotty finally got out of your boot since that game at West North Melbourne, or wherever it was. I haven't seen him since.
I know.
What'd you do to him?
The big man himself, Ur. Back in the chat after a little while. Salam, brothers.
Speaking of back,
all the best. Alaikum salam, Ur. Hope you're well. Hope you've been well.
On you all. Appreciate it, mate.
Yeah,
thank you. Carlton champion.
And Oz Zatesh with the super sticker. Cheers, Oz. Always good to see. Always good to have you in.
Appreciate it, Oz.
Yeah,
we got the best chat, best community. Honestly, couldn't be here without you guys.
Absolutely.
Really. Amal had a good run on Saturday.
I did.
Got a bit of insight for our viewers. We want to follow our man, our star over here over the course of the year.
Please, and don't get him confused with Adam Sard now, please.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Don't please.
No.
We promise you it's Amal.
There's no comparison. I'm obviously the better player.
We know that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't get him confused. I don't want any disrespect to
you.
Amal.
Look, it was my first game. I haven't run like this in a long time, so I had to take some. I took pre-workout for this game just to make sure that I could run it out, and I didn't really get much time on the field. However, when I did go out, I tried to make the most of it. Now, I did manage to get some footage.
House, did you?
There's no comment.
You reckon your coach might be interested in D Motlop? J Motlop?
There might be
for his dad, Daniel.
Yeah, I know. Poor bloke. My apologies.
Just like the whole family.
Abu Jesse.
Before
There
I bring
he
up
is.
the
Where
footy,
he is.
Macca
There
with
he
the
is.
just seeing the scores looked like a good game, focusing on the Champions League.
You see the deflection?
Come on, you gunners.
Do you see the deflection? they just don't want no accountability. Just say it was a good game.
Keep your $5, bro. We'll take the win, man.
Love you, Mac.
Love you, Mac.
All right, I'll bring the video up. I don't know if I can pause it, but again, I spent a bit of time on the bench, being my first game, working my way into the season, everything like that. And my daughter comes up in the first quarter, or maybe it was the second quarter. She comes up to me from the fence. And is like, Daddy, like, why are you sitting down so much? Because I was on the bench.
What an insult.
I was burning. Inside.
That because I'm shit.
Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amal. I love you.
I'll play this and then I'll finish off my story.
Can I go to see Daddy on the floor?
No.
Yeah. Daddy! Daddy.
looked like it.
What?
Is that the one right? Oh, no.
How good.
Anyway, bit of footage. Thank you,
Well
thank you.
Well done, Mark Weitering.
Mate, well done for getting out there, bro.
Mate, it was tough. I tell you what, but I'm glad I got the win. My daughter did get under my skin after that comment early on in the first, or maybe it was early in the second. But after I kicked the goal, I am proud to say that I flipped her the bird.
And that's a 2-week suspension as well for punching the ground.
Hey,
There was a bloke
I
in the
don't know.
opposition that looked like Bray Wyatt. He had a massive beard on him.
There was another guy that looked like Ned Kelly as well. But I don't know if you guys could hear it. But did you, like, when I hit the ground, did you hear the sound that I made?
This show is something special, boys.
Oh shit!
And I think he gave Weeders that knee bandage after the game as well. Did you? That was the same one Weeders was wearing in the first half.
Why's your leg bandage, bro?
He had a pitbull
the
there.
last time I played, which was 5 or 6 years ago, I did my patella, my knee, and it ended up being patella tendonitis. So I get it strapped just to keep it in place and make sure that the swelling isn't as bad. So, oh man. Anyway, I think at the end of it, I had 6 or 7 touches and a goal. Had 1 assist, set up a goal as well, which is good.
You could play in our forward line, I reckon, with those stats. I'll tell you now.
Should be able to get in front of Motlop with that.
Pizzeria this week.
Hit the like button if you want more of my content. There's got to be a roaming. Your daughter's got to do some more footage there.
Yeah.
We got to get some content this
I
year.
reckon she keeps talking smack. You make her walk home, bro. Straight out. Fighting for your life and shit. And she's just making fun of you.
Look, it got me the goal. It got me the motivation I needed to kick that goal. I thought it was a pretty good goal. I turned like a truck. My weight and my physical ability.
Shout out Oz. Thanks for the 5, mate. Do you guys have care? I'm watching the Adelaide v Carlton game from home, most likely. Looks like it will be a great game to watch live. Yeah, Saturday, what is it, 4 p.m.?
I don't even have a TV.
Back in the day, listening to games on the radio as a kid. Remember when somewhere on the Foxtel or Optus or Galaxy, whatever it was as a kid, and had the little FM and AM radios. I remember I was out during the 99 prelim, and I was listening to that on radio, and that was one of the best calls ever.
99 prelim.
99 prelim.
Yeah.
I was listening to on radio, and one of the best calls ever. And I was a little ecstatic kid.
Yeah.
And then watching it back and the Justin Murphy throw. Anyway, but just listening to games hit, like it was beautiful growing up. And then having the privilege to have paid TV and stuff like that. Look, it's a bit stiff what's happening with the Saturday games. So they're now off free to air TV. Is it Saturday during the day? Those games. I mean, footy is for Australians, it's escapism. It's what we look forward to our weekends, and taking it and putting it behind a paywall. Especially with the current cost of living and the economic climate, it's a bit rough, right? It's a bit stiff.
It's very tone deaf, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think understanding that, it's not rugby leagues. No offense to everyone in New South Wales and Queensland, right? This is the national sport. And putting it behind a paywall, I understand everything's about money in this, at these levels, and sponsors and TV rights and things like that. But yeah, I don't know, it didn't sit right with me. So I understand a lot of people have taken up, Care subscriptions or whatnot, and even then they've tiered, like, you want this one, you don't get 4K with this one. Spend $40 if you want 4K and 2 screens or whatnot. I don't know. It just not being on free to air on the Saturday as well is strange. But yes,
Russian IPTV, here we come.
Russian IPTV. There's a couple of, if I'm overseas, a couple of trusty websites that I won't name the moment in case they get shut down. But yeah, a couple of good websites to watch it on. You got to get about 20 ads, but you get there. You know, finding singles new area.
They were the best. I used to look out the window. Where, man?
All right. Let's get on to the votes. What do you reckon?
Before we get on to votes, really quickly, we haven't spoken about.
Shout out the great man, Rocco, in the chat.
Yeah, Rocco. Saw him yesterday.
I saw Rocco before the game, and he asked me what I thought, and I told him, "Mate, I reckon we can win." He's like, "Yeah, me too." But there was like a bit of, it was one of those ones, and yeah, we got the win.
Michael Voss has asked for the websites, and luckily for you, I'm not going to say it, but Brock Orton has actually put one of the greatest websites on in the chat there. So
yeah, solid.
I'm not going to repeat it.
Solid one.
Great one for many sports.
Classic.
George Hewett, can we
go ahead, guess
for a moment,
Georgie,
appreciate what a guy, and that moment. As if you go to our socials, go to our TikTok, go to Instagram, you can hear Andy calling it live as George Hewett hits that shot. Georgie,
as soon as he hits his boot, Georgie. What
a goal, man! Like, we were so like, just please, at least just get a point,
score,
just at least score that, that extra point to make it hard. And like, what the fuck, man? Fucking amazing, absolutely.
Late in the game, outside 50, tired.
Yeah,
that's just that's elite. That is an elite sportsman right there. That's someone who spent a lot of time in the off season working on himself, because he's come out. He's a man possessed this year, truly.
You can actually see what it means to a lot of them as well. Like, say for example, Hewett kicked the goal. You got Fogarty celebrating the goal, and like they were all just G'ing up. So I don't know what was going on earlier, but things have turned, game plan wise and celebration wise, I guess you call it. Everyone's just G'd up, man. Fucking great to see.
Yeah.
Full of
confidence. I actually got someone else I want to say quickly. How good was it to see, not once during that game yesterday, Harry and Charlie not getting in the way of each other?
Fantastic.
Not once did they spoil each other.
I didn't even realise. You're right.
Yeah, something's changed. I don't know what it is.
Structurally.
Yeah, it's just it was good to see. It was really good to see. So yeah, go Blues.
So too, Elijah giving us an elite point of difference. We just look like a different side and have a different dynamic when he's in there. He just gives you something different. He's a player that's hard to match up on. He gets the ball in great positions, and he rarely makes bad decisions. So usually, kicking the handballs to advantage of a player. Rarely misuses it. Great footy brain, and yeah, hope he can stay. He keep the fitness going, and obviously he had interrupted preseason. Keep his fitness up. He snagged the beauty of a goal right in front of the cheer squad as well. It was a great moment right in front of us. And for a side that, a couple of weeks ago was badly coached and had no skill and had a lot of problems, this just smacked of like, we'll turn up when we want, sort of, and we can turn it on when we want, and our best is better than yours, right? It's always been there. It's just been interesting to see how it's unfolded this year, and I feel like there was a couple of really, really big kicks in the backside for a couple of players and in the organisation as a whole, but they've turned it around, and all of a sudden, people are scrubbing off those sack Voss signs around Melbourne.
Keep Voss.
Yeah. A good win. We've got Adelaide coming up now this week, Saturday. Arvo game across.
Chera got suspended.
Oh yeah.
Chera won't be there.
Surely we can test that.
We have to.
we can test that.
We have to. Yeah.
There was absolutely nothing in it. The Geelong player just
Bro, look the way he went down though. Like
he threw
you're not
himself.
6 years old, yeah. Like pull your head in.
And
What
did you hear
happened
the
when he
sound
went
he
down?
made when he hit the ground?
Oh, yeah, I knew it
What,
was coming.
what happened when he went down, Amal?
We've got to put a ban on a mouth and pressing buttons.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No, I think Cherry will be back. I don't think he's going to be serving that 1 game ban. That
Doesn't deserve one for that.
That's ridiculous. Give him a $5,000 fine. If you really want to do anything about it, but that's nothing.
Mhm.
That's nothing.
Getting the votes.
Let's get into the votes. For those watching along, we've got 137 with us at the moment. Let us know in the chat who gets your 1 vote, 2 votes, and 3 votes. Georgie.
This was a hard week.
It
was a
was.
hard week to do it, honestly, and I'm still undecided, to be honest. But I'm just gonna throw it out. I'll go Cripps with 1. Absolute bull in the midfield. You know what he's going to give you, and the way he stepped up, especially in that second half, and made sure that all the boys rode with him as well, was fantastic. Some of those clips that we showed earlier, both ironically against Max Holmes, was great pieces of play. Would have loved to have seen that kick on the left. That was an insane passage of play moving forward, and then it finished with him hitting it on the left. Had that have gone in, it would have been absolutely cherry on the top. But
3 votes myself.
He does deserve it, to be honest, but he's not in my vote this week. 1 for that's a bit stiff, but this is the type of week that it was, right? Such a complete performance. 2 will go to George Brownlow Hewett, as mentioned there by Justin. Clutch, absolute clutch. He's been building a very fine season, be leading the BNF absolutely for sure. He'll be an absolute smoky for the Brownlow, I'll tell you now. If anyone's unpacked any select wildcard Carlton gold predictors, I'm happy to buy them off you. He and the goal, right? The goal was something else. I think he said it's the biggest one he's ever, biggest kick he's ever done. And the way he done it in the moment of the game to ice it was fantastic. We all went off. And 3, I'm going to give him 3 for this because I'm pretty sure we all gave him 3 for this in a very identical game against Brisbane in opening round last year, and that's Harry. Had a very similar game, 3 goals. He had 8 score involvements. He was massive. It's not just the goals, it's the contested marks around the ground. The point of difference that he gives to the team. Absolutely, Carly called it. Not getting in Charlie's way or Charlie in his way. Played it well. Critical marks down the line when needed. And especially shrugged off a couple of those, the bit of the noise from the Cats fans. And had some good moments up forward and snagged the 3. So, yeah, that's mine. Carl?
Very good. Mine almost identical to yours, but yeah, like you said, it's a bit stiff on a few of the players to miss out. I'm gonna give my 1 to Nick Haynes. Like Andy said, he's been building for the last few weeks. He started that first game was pretty bad, but yeah, just been building. We've seen it probably the last 3 weeks or so. And then, yesterday he had a blinder, 9 intercept marks, I think it was. I think the record is 10.
10.
So he had 9, which is good on him. Not only that, 20 touches for a defender, I think is massive. And to the George Hewett, for all the reasons my good friend George said. And same. 3 to Harry, 19 touches as well for a forward is massive. The comeback after all the dramas he's had. Then last week he comes back in and bloody breaks his face. Or the week before, breaks his face and he's back in and he delivers a performance like that. It was great work. Andy?
I think as you both said, it's really hard to pick just 3. I'll go 1 Nick Haynes, for all the reasons Carl said. 2, I want to give 2 to either Cripper, Walsh, or Hewett. I can't separate them, honestly. I just think those 3, they're our engine. That's our engine right there. You know what? I'm going to give it to Cripper because I feel like he's had a different year this year. He hasn't had his dominant year. He hasn't had his, like last year, he killed it. He was the standout. So I'll give Cripper the 2, and Harry gets my 3 purely based on his fourth quarter. I just think he got us over the line. We don't have Harry in that last quarter. We probably lose. Yeah, great all game. That final quarter is, that's a confidence, more than a confidence thing for someone like Harry. That's a welcome back to the team. We have missed you. You are so important to this team. And yeah, just hope everything's all good. Welcome back, Amar.
Stay on the field.
It's a difficult one because Haynes just, I think his game was so critical to that win. You take away 4 or 5 intercept marks that he took, and all of a sudden, 3 of them could be goals, and it's a completely different game that we've got on our hands, right? So, as much as I want to give him either the 2 or the 3, I think you got to award the consistency to George. So I'm going to jump from my 1 to 3. So I'm going to give 1 to Haynes, 2 to Harry, and then the 3 to George, purely because like Haynes and Harry both had great games, right? Ridiculously good games and contributed massively to the win, but just purely on consistency and how well George Hewett has been playing this whole season. You got to just continue to give him the 3, I feel, at least, anyway. And that's
Cool.
my votes. That's my votes.
What a win.
Great win.
Great.
Season alive, as Amal, you alluded to in the preview.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could have been 2 and we could have been 2 and 5, and then going into the Adelaide game, we could have been, if we lose that, we could have been 2 and 6. But now all of a
That
sudden,
scared me when you said that last week, bro. It sent shudders down my spine, bro.
Yeah. And now it's a completely different story. We're 3 and 4. Where, what is it, 1 game out of the 8?
Yes. Yes. I
1
think so,
game.
yeah.
We've got a relatively strong percentage.
Confidence building.
Yep. Now, granted, we copped an injury in Sauce and the possibility of Chera being suspended. However, I don't think Adelaide is going to be at full strength either. Phil Thorpe's finger dislocation saw the bone pop out of the skin. So it wasn't just your normal dislocation or whatever.
He'll play. They'll put a glove on him.
Rankin is injured, and Rochelle wasn't 100%, and they've got their own problems that they need to deal with, and they've fallen off slightly as well. And I think some of the supporters that I know and speak to aren't overly confident about getting the job done against us on the weekend, even though it is their home game, and historically we haven't really travelled that well. So
we haven't beaten them there since the Fev 2004.
I don't think so.
I don't
think
think
we've ever beaten them at Adelaide Oval.
21.
Not Adelaide Oval, but I'm pretty sure in Adelaide. I don't think it's I think not at Adelaide Oval, definitely not.
No, we haven't.
But I don't think we've beaten them in Adelaide. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. But since that Fev goal from the boundary,
In the boundary.
Surely we have. That's 20. That was 20-something years ago.
Yeah, 21 years. I don't think we have.
There you go.
Jeez.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the last time we won in Adelaide.
There you go.
Against Adelaide.
There you go. 2010. All right.
He
That
thinks.
That would have been the only time.
We need confirmation.
Port, we've done the job there a few times.
Yeah.
But Adelaide, I don't recall since that game. If 2010, that must have been the only one. But yeah, it's been lean, right? Like, the atmosphere. Andy, a couple of years ago, we went to gather round the first year, and Adelaide. It felt like an away game. It felt it felt hostile, and the amazing architecture design of the stadium is that the sound sort of reverberates around, and it, like, when they kicked, I think it was the fourth or the fifth goal in the first quarter, it was in quick succession. Holy shit! You feel intimidated. It drowned out all Carlton noise, and they play some scary good football there sometimes, right? But yeah, there are some question marks there, and if they're vulnerable and we're smelling blood, you got to go for the kill, right? And
especially now. I mean, we've just beaten an informed team. Our confidence is at an all-time high for at least this year. There's a very, very good chance. I feel confident. I think we all feel confident about this game now. We feel like we can definitely come out of the weekend 4-4, an even ledger, and an excellent fight back. Even though two of them have been North and West Coast. So let's see.
Thank you, chat. Justin and Carlton Mark, 2010 confirmed. Thank you, guys.
There we go. Preview on Thursday night at roughly around halftime, which is around 8:30, 8:40. Until then, it is sayonara on the Monday Blues.
Sicky now.